Oh, it's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and jail to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
To anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid. But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee. A-fwit-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-lie-da-lie. Adventures waiting further down the road. Let's go! Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. Lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-lie-da-lie. La-da-da-da-da-lie-da-lie.
Greetings, friends. Do you like my Paolo impersonation there? I just had to do it tonight. And welcome back. I know it's a Friday and we are here with a live game on Nat 21. How cool is that? We are doing our monthly Patreon Saints game, Escape from Jarl Island. This is episode 10. Back to the beginning. Ooh. Tonight we give you more adventure on the high seas in the southern Scandinavian corner of Urt. Now, last episode I opened with an entire monologue about all of the things we have learned so far because we were reaching a pivotal point in our story. After tonight, we are headed into the 2-part finale of our game, which means that tonight there's a lot of things that are going to be unveiled, revealed. So I hope you've been taking notes and keeping up because last episode left us with a cliffhanger. If you don't recall, as our players were exploring the dusty corners of a ghost town that they came upon, they were stunned to hear a voice coming up the pathway toward them. Is it friend? Is it foe? Or is it something more mysterious still? Well, before we find out, we better play that Nat 21 footage. Let's do it. It almost hurts to know that we've only got 2 more of those epic intros, but all good things must come to an end. But before they come to an end, they must reach their pinnacle, their climax, their awesome 2-part finale. But before we get there, we are going to enjoy this amazing episode. Tonight, first I want to welcome our players back. Hi guys, how you doing?
Doing awesome.
Yay! I'm glad. Are you enjoying the holiday season so far?
Sure.
Are you
Very well.
surviving and managing?
Sure.
All right, sweet.
There's enough alcohol to make it bearable.
Salute.
You're in the camera.
That's not alcohol, but you know what? It counts. It'll work.
Everyone's saying hi to the little midget Robin, who's now moved in here.
Hello! One of our absolutely favorite, most beloved commenters during this game. I'm so glad that I finally get to meet you. Hello! Even you can hide back there. It's okay. All right. Oh my gosh, we have a lot of people in the comments right now. Hello, hello, hello. What was I going to? Oh, I know. My friends, today is a very special day. It is the very first day of December, but it also is the very first day we are celebrating the 12 days of Christmas. So during our commercial break today, one of our viewers is going to get very lucky and win a really awesome giveaway prize. I was just sorting through all of our prizes earlier today. They're awesome. You're going to love them. So stay tuned and keep an eye and an ear out, because at our commercial break, you are going to get the opportunity to win our very first, best, in my opinion, Christmas prize. So Merry Christmas, everyone. All right. What do you say we jump right into this thing?
Let's do this.
Let's do it. All right. So just to remind you, you have been navigating this ghost town. It is completely abandoned. You kind of were wondering why it seemed to have just sort of been abandoned. There's some wares and goods that probably would have been taken if the place was raided. Nothing's burned, nothing's destroyed. If people sort of moved out of their own volition slowly, they would have taken their stuff with them. It's kind of an odd situation to come upon. Now, remember also, as you are exploring, remember Decius is still in the shipwright shop. Sigrid is kind of standing to the back a little bit more. She's been acting odd. And the two of you are currently... Well, that's true. Are currently exploring when you hear the sound of a voice coming up the road behind you.
Who goes there?
Still out of earshot a little bit for you at this point, but over the crest of the hill coming up into, now that you've reached more of the center of town, you see a jolly old man humming, talking to himself. And I know on his shoulder in this image there is a bird, but imagine it is a little monkey hopping up and down, keeping the beat with the tuneless tune that he is whistling, and, you know, wordless songs he's singing to himself as he comes up the hill.
Step out to the street as he approaches. Greetings, traveler.
Upon seeing you, this man stops short and his eyes are just wide open, as if he is seeing a ghost. He is completely frozen, deer in the headlight style.
You there, old man?
Are you real?
We are very real.
He
I
sort
wish
of
I had like a prestidigitate or something just to screw with him a little bit.
this ancient old man, rickety and happy, and all of a sudden you're just gonna start messing. He sort of beckons to the monkey on his shoulder, winks at you as if to have him check you out. And the little monkey scampers down and comes up to you, Argrax, and he starts sniffing at the hem of your pants.
A small
Okay.
little, not so mean, menacing snarl right at him, just to show that I'm real.
And he's like, this is a little like tiny little like macaque monkey. It's a little guy. It's a little guy. Yeah, I don't know. We
It's
named
like
the
the one
monkey.
from with the Stiller Museum.
Yes,
Capuchin.
exactly. A capuchin. Thank you. That's I researched this before we did it.
Of course you did.
I know his name. I don't know what kind of monkey he was. And he's running up to you as well, Traylon, and he sees all the stuff hanging off of your headdress. He's ooh, 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 ooh. And he goes to grab for it. What do you do?
Say hello to my Beverly.
No, no, Beverly for the monkey. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but that poor monkey. He's not being aggressive. He's
It's
just
a good thing I keep my food stores in the bag of holding.
That's funny. I totally forgot that you would still have the monkey jerky you didn't eat at all.
Yep.
Yep.
You should beware, monkey. We will seek a Sammy bird on you.
Just eat. He kind of reaches out again just to see if he can make one of the little things jingle. Swipes at your headdress. Runs away. Scampers back on the old man. Chirps at him. The old man's like, you are real. Who are you?
We introduce ourselves to him.
And what are you doing here?
We are seeking treasure based on we'll give a brief synopsis of meeting good for nothing behind us and going on this treasure hunt from island to island, which has led us here, which seems to be the source for all of our information, which is now a mystery and abandoned.
Point of clarification. Does Argrax say good for nothing over there? Is that how he describes our buddy? Like specifically?
Verbally, no. That's what's in my head.
That's okay. I want to know this information. That's why. How specifically would he have said that? Just that spot.
We met this one here being chased by some sheriff of the Brotherhood of Fangs.
Okay. So at this point, remember, Sigrid was sort of in that doorway. She has not followed you out. Still feeling weird, acting weird. So she's not followed you out. She's still in the doorway. It's still kind of hard to see her. And the fact that you mentioned Brotherhood of Fang, at that, you're going to see that the old man is sort of nodding, definite recognition of what it is you're talking about. He sort of extends a shaky hand to greet you, a little bit confused, shakes both of your hands, and he says, how is it that you knew about the treasure? There's someone else? Why is it that you are here? It wasn't meant for you two to be here.
I shout over to Sigrid to get outside.
Do you use her name to do so?
Yes.
At that, you see the old man's eyes go extremely wide again. She sort of steps out very tentatively, looks at this guy up and down, and is like, what the heck is going on? Who's this? What's he doing here? I thought this place was abandoned.
We came traveling up the road just now.
Oi, you. Did you get his name?
Actually, no. What is your name, good sir?
And the man sort of is still very much the same shocked face upon seeing the two of you is the shocked face upon hearing that name. And he sort of doesn't peel his gaze away from Sigrid, and he says, my name is Ivar. This is my monkey Rollo. Who is this? This is Sigrid, you say? Like, he's just...
Ivar, you say?
He's pointing, still sort of in complete shock, at Sigrid, saying, Is this who had the map? This one here, she had the map?
Yes, she's the one who contracted us.
Huh. Well...
Says it's a family thing.
It certainly is.
And you know that because why exactly? It appears you know more than we do at the same time.
It's my map. I wrote it. I wrote the journal. I wrote everything. I wanted her to come here. And look, she has. Thank you. Thank you very much, both of you.
Oh boy.
I see gears turning. I'm giving you a minute.
Yeah. There's some stuff to catch up and try to figure out now, real quick.
So you would be Ivar half-son.
That is correct. You've read my journal. You've seen my maps.
Oh boy.
So then you would be this lass's grandfather.
So it would seem.
At the same time, I'm also kind of watching Sigrid's reaction as all of this is starting to play out.
Yeah, upon hearing the name, Sigrid's just like, oh, okay. She's not excited, happy. She's not like running, being like, Grandpa, hi. Like, she's just sort of like, oh, okay. Interesting. Just okie dokie, like very uneasy with this whole thing. And I'll tell you, you probably would know this too just by talking to her. She wasn't expecting to like see anybody. She wasn't like, oh, Grandpa said come here, he's gonna make you a pie. Like, it was, and he probably would be dead by now. This is crazy. Like, whoa. Meanwhile, I will say the monkey keeps going for your headdress, Traylon. Not actively. He's just like, ooh. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. I just, for just because I need to tell you that. Because I want that to happen. You could. No, there's some suggestions here. Oh.
I could do quite a bit more than that.
So if you have any questions of now is the time. I'm perfectly happy to clarify things for you, or we can just keep talking.
Yeah.
Clearly,
it's just trying to remember some of the other details of who did what, who betrayed who died where, on what islands, and all that stuff. I was like, all that stuff kind of. I was scrolling through some of the little bit of the recap stuff that you gave us the other week to see what only thing that just says was just she got the beginning information from him indirectly of sorts, which led us on
The
this
monkey's
merry
name
goose chase.
is Rollo, and I have to look exactly which Norse god had a dog named Rollo, but there you go. That's why I named it that. I have to remember now, but it's Rollo because how cute is that? Little monkey.
Well, it's a lot different than Rollo, the dwarf from the beginning times.
Oh,
Back in
there's
season 1, 2, and 3 in Rollo Jr.
I wasn't thinking of that at all. I was looking up Norse pet names, like Norse god pet names. And Rollos are good candies. You're right, Blondie.
Yeah.
Remember, you can also.
So I'll look at Sigrid. I'm like, oh, it appears your grandfather is still alive and here.
Well, that has to be impossible. I thought if you didn't die in that Great Mutiny, you'd be like 85 years old by now. And the old man's like, yep, would appear that way.
Ivar, do you drink?
I haven't had a drop of rum or mead in so many years. Do you have some?
I'm not sure if we're carrying that, but I'm sure we've got a couple of bottles of Battle Brew laying around.
Oh. Shall we then? Like old times, we can go to the tavern and have a sit down and talk. What do you say?
All right. Oh, and actually, it reminds me, we have another friend here that's at the shipwrights. Take a look at things. He's from one of the other islands.
From? Oh, well, let's invite him. I haven't had anyone to welcome to this island in years. Come. We will sit and talk. Let's go. You sort of make your way there. You pick up Decius on your way back, and Ivar is just sort of like, a minotaur. Do you see? It's a minotaur. That's crazy. Look, it's the minotaur. That's awesome.
Half cow.
Get the monkey drunk as a distraction. All right, so you guys have all made it. Sigrid is like sort of very overwhelmed with all of this. She's like, that's okay, so that's Grandpa and a monkey, and we're here, and this is where we're supposed to be. I'm very confused. Why are we here? So the old man sits down and he lets his little monkey off his shoulder and sort of scolds him. Please don't be chasing headdresses. Thank you. Just behave.
Sometimes you just gotta let that monkey off your back.
It's true. So, it's been so long since I've spoken to anyone. Please, tell me, how was your adventure here? You made it past the crab. You've made it past all of the tricks and tests. You must be great warriors indeed. Tell me everything.
Well, the crabs, we just swept them away with water.
Brilliant. What else?
The giant dragon turtle, or turtle dragon. We fixed his home.
Good. What else? You got all the treasure then? You must be rich boys now, aren't you?
We found a few things, here or there. Not too much.
Not too much. All right. Fair.
No. But we did find the map from island to island, ship to ship.
Excellent. Perfect. You're here. This is fantastic.
Yep.
So,
and we did see a couple of ghosty boys on an early island.
ghosty boys, you say? Well, what kind
And
of
I will
ghosty
say the
boys?
names of them.
Yes. He absolutely recognizes all three. I can only remember the one right now, too. I'm doing the same thing you're doing. Little Sibby, obviously. He's like, oh, Sibby. Oh, yes.
We talked to them for a little bit.
What did they have to say?
They told us their view of what had happened at the beach then, I think. If I recall, I think that's what that's
That
saying.
is
They
what
give
they
us
were talking
visions
about.
of it.
Yeah.
That's right. He said, yes, well, I'm sorry things happened the way that they did, but there was no stopping that great mutiny now, was it? It just couldn't be stopped.
We don't know. We were not there at the time of the mutiny.
That's true.
All we know is hearsay from dead people and rumor.
Well, I mean, I was there if you would like me to set the record straight.
By all means, we hand him a fresh drink.
All right. So I'm just going to go through these points the way that he's going to explain them. It's going to be a lot faster if I just give them to you point by point to get the conversation moving and to get you guys on to your next thing. So the Great Mutiny that he describes to you happened like this. He explains Jarl Hawk was afflicted by some kind of great madness. It began slowly. Soon it overtook every facet of his life. He believed things like the gods spoke to him in visions, telling him he's got to create the greatest empire of the seas, or he would invoke their wrath upon him and his people. He also believed that there was a snake among his wolves. That was the phrase that he had used. And that constant paranoia drove him to uncover the traitor. He knew somehow that his wife was involved in it, and he was determined to bring her deceit to light as well. This was going on and on. This was causing a rift between each other. Though he truly suffered from some terrible mental affliction, Hawk was right. There was a snake. It was Jarl Stengen, SJ, captain of the Wolf's Pride. Stengen saw his leader becoming feeble and declared that he himself would make a far superior pirate king. So him and good old betrothed and beloved wife Anja used her mysticism to plead his case to the gods using her abilities as a priestess. Slowly, he turned some of the wolf pack to his side, including Jarl Hanahari, who was the one with that war room that you guys found, Hawk's irreplaceable war tactician. She began scheming with Stengen and Anja to turn the tides of battle, so they favored him and made Hawk seem a fool. Jarl Hawk had some true loyalists, however. Ivar tried in vain to cure the illness. He went to people like the barber surgeon upon this island, asking for help, any kind of like something he could sneak in his drink or something. It became clear the captain was beyond help. Everyone, including the people of the Sourcelands, to which Jarl Hawk was a folk hero, began to doubt that he was going to be that feared emperor that they wanted, that emperor of the seas. But Stengen, however, had begun to form a fleet of his own, a band of mercenaries and criminals that he started calling the Brotherhood of the Fang. The Fang were created as this stoic, brave brotherhood to get the evil out of the oceans and all that stuff. And to also become an empire on land as well as sea. Once that Stengen acquired Hawk's empire, it was also the newly formed Brotherhood who joined his crews to enact the Great Mutiny. Enacted, in Ivar's words, by Stengen, not he himself. In fact, the traitor ships came upon Jarl Island, that very first island that you guys visited, 50 years ago, and they started firing on their own former pack members. Great Mutiny. Pretty good name for it. Stengen tried to appeal to Ivar. Ivar is telling you that Stengen tried, saying if he could get Jarl Hawk to hand over his empire, there would be no bloodshed. Just tell your bestie, Jarl Hawk, to just hand it over, and I'm not going to shoot on our friends anymore. I'll stop. Ivar was aware that Hawk was no longer fit to be captain of a fishing boat, let alone the greatest pirate fleet to ever traverse the Sourcelands. So Ivar knew what he had to do. Ivar explains that seeing no other solution, he convinced his best friend, his companion, and his right hand, or the captain to whom he was right hand, Jarl Hawk, to board a dinghy to escape that island amidst the mutiny. Not out of cowardice, but to rouse the folks on the next island south, collect their supply of that dragon fire components, that gunpowder. And Ivar had to fake a vision to convince his friend. He pretended that he too was seeing the gods, and Hawk begrudgingly agreed. That is where Ivar shot his beloved friend and captain. To know that his empire was lost would have been more pain than the poor mad man could bear. It was out of mercy and out of love that Ivar explains he took Jarl Hawk's life. It was a lot easier than trying to act that one out.
Yes. There's lots of familiar names and stuff there. And as suspected, it does seem that this rogue faction is what has created this new bad boys gang that seems to be terrorizing Sheriff of Nottingham and the Sourcelands.
Yeah. Ivar sort of rolls his eyes and says, I knew they'd be up to no good before long. It was a corrupt organization from the start. They were peddling this brotherhood of courage and honesty and integrity. And meanwhile, it was founded on mutiny in the first place. If any of those men of the Fang, whoever they are now, learned that the origin, the very fiber of their own organization was started to fire upon their own crew members, I mean, their whole thing would fall apart.
Insight on Ivar as he tells the story?
Yeah.
Just because there's a lot that's been...
There's a lot there.
There's a lot that's been going on here.
Uh-huh. You got 50 years for it.
Oh, good. Insight's a wisdom check. So that is a 16 plus 4 for a 20.
Amazing. Yeah, you pretty much see he is not misleading you in any way. In the same way that, the ghost of little Sibby was, every single thing that he says is to his knowledge. 100% factual.
And everything right now is pretty much seems to jive and match up so far. All right. Also explains why they were chasing Sigrid a little bit better. Although now I start to wonder, this is more in my head.
No, go ahead.
Who this big bad behind the sheriff is? Because we know that there's a big bad, whether it's just us in our heads knowing it or other as our character.
Rest in peace, Pink Mist Sheriff.
Yeah. Because we know that Anja was basically a witch.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. And it really was that brotherhood that the sheriff currently belongs to. Now, the sheriff was young-ish. I mean, he wasn't alive when any of this happened, so it's not like he's part of the original gang.
Family blood there
Could
also.
Could be.
Right now the blood's there, and they're all dried up.
Well, yeah, for sure.
So sort of they made Jarl go mad to make him look the fool, to take over.
Something triggered Jarl.
His ships, and then fired on the ones that wouldn't come over.
Yep.
Ivar got Jarl to flee, but then killed him?
Yes.
Okay, moving on.
Okay. So then what did Ivar do after this?
Who
put all the chests out and created the whole path back here?
So are you asking this of Ivar while sitting?
Yeah.
Like genuinely. All right. So he goes on to explain to you, because again it's easier to just do it this way, that the Great Mutiny happened. He, and just to clarify, did feel as though there was no winning this. Stengen and Anja had the bigger army. They had the better hand. And at the end of the day, he did sort of have to admit to himself that Jarl Hawk really wasn't fit to be captain of anything at this point. He was just totally loony at that point. So right. So he did kill the Jarl, drag his body back on land, and did actually escape on that dinghy, deciding that no one would ever find the island that you are currently on, except for those who already knew about it. And those who already knew about it were only those loyalists that stayed and fought, because the island that you are currently on, was currently being built as the greatest pirate city ever made. So that when you had this great empire, this would be the seat of that empire. He rode back here and made sure that it would not go to waste if there was still someone willing to inhabit it. Now, Anja and Stengen did not know about this island. The only people that did were good old Decius's dad. I'm blanking for a second. Ravius. It was Colonel Mustard. And Ivar himself. Everyone sort of turned tail after the Great Mutiny, just sort of left, promised they would not speak of it. They would not tell anybody where it was. And he spent the next few years in secret planting a trail, knowing that along the line, someone would be worthy of inhabiting this pirate town, this beautiful island, and all the treasure that he had left to give away.
So all that happened before you finished getting out this way along the island path, correct?
Can you clarify the question?
So basically, the islands that we've all been to in the order that we've been to, is that the same travel path that they were taking, going out to as they were sailing out towards their final island, seat of empire?
Yes and no. So they had already established, remember the one island was established as their war room, that cave where the was that the turtleback guys? You found the war room? I'm getting them all mixed up now.
Yep, the turtles were in the war room.
So they knew of some of these islands. This final island, no one knew of, except for the few people that were establishing.
What about the one right before this?
They knew about the one right before this, absolutely.
Okay.
They were there. Yep. Now remember, this all happened on Jarl Island, which is the very first island you guys, all this big mutiny and all that happened.
All right.
All right. So yes, the whole point was to think that one day someone might be worthy of knowing about this place. And he hoped that maybe it would be someone in his own family. And look, the journal actually worked. Look at that. Any other questions you have of Ivar as you're sitting here?
So where's the treasure?
You've gotten... Oh, you mean the big treasure?
Well, yeah.
I mean, the Brotherhood is hunting something.
It's true.
They are not far, but they're still close.
I think you're misunderstanding what it is by treasure. You see, Jarl Hawk. I'm gonna monologue this one because this one's fun. Jarl Hawk is a great captain. Smart man before he went and lost it toward the end. Great tactician, though not as great as the ones that he employed. Lots of heart, lots of spirit. But that wasn't what almost gained him his empire. Definitely gained him the love of the people. He became a folk hero. All of that. He had a secret. A weapon that no one had ever seen or used before. Now, we have access to these little ways of creating magic fire and all of these things. That is small ways, person to person, perhaps slightly ship to ship, but with the help of Ravius, that friend that he made along the way, he was able to take their technology to make dragon fire and mold it with the shape of our ships, and they created this incredible weapon, a ship that breathes fire. It's incredible. That secret could take down any empire. And it was lost. But I can tell you where to find it. And all the treasure you want could be yours.
I tilt my head quizzically.
Yeah, and I mean,
Also
at that,
knowing that I also have a book that talks about a lot of that stuff too.
It does, but if you are referring to the book by Shipwright Ravius, that little leather-bound journal, that front page is ripped out. Just so I know, it's somewhere. Traylon, any input on this one before I move on?
So the treasure isn't existing wealth. Treasure is potential.
Exactly.
And that potential requires ships and crews.
It certainly does. Now, I can tell you where to find it. However, I need to know what this one over here has to say about it. And he sort of points to Sigrid, who is still being very standoffish. This is very odd. She sort of looks around and is like, all right, we've done it. Tell us then. I just found out I've got a grandfather. You might as well tell me where this treasure is now. She's not a nice lady. Anyway, Ivar says that, well, you've already been there, you see. It's on the flagship. I hid it there. Oh, let me explain.
Which one was the flagship?
Well, that's the thing. You started your journey on Jarl Island, did you not?
Yes.
And you'd know how to get there from here, right?
Yes.
So if I were to sketch you a map of that island, I can show you where the flagship is hidden. And you could sail it right out.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Yeah, color me intrigued.
All right. So Ivar begins to sketch you a map, sort of showing that there is a space in the center of what looks like a complete wall of cliffs. There's actually a secret way of getting in. The ship is hidden back there, and inside it is that extra page where there is the secret to dragonfire written on it. Everything you need to know, how to mix the ingredients, what sort of incantations and things need to happen, and how to work those bellows on the inside. However, it is a huge ship. So, like you were saying, Traylon, you definitely need a crew of more than just the handful of you folks.
Well, our
While he
guys,
was doing up that map, I also wanted to hand a piece of random jerky to the little monkey.
Oh, he gobbles it up. He loves that there are people here. He's not questioning what it is or where it came from.
Good. He doesn't want to.
Good. Traylon, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
So Argrax, historically, it's pretty easy to pull together a pirate crew. You just kind of pull into a port and tell people that you have money and adventure, and they pile onto your ship.
Yes, but keep in mind, the Brotherhood is still out there, and who knows what is behind the sheriff that has already been dispatched.
We've got Beverly.
That is true. Now, while talking about this, Sigurd's like, isn't there a sort of a free port? It's a bit west of us, but I think I could find it from the mainland pretty easily. Isn't that a place? Does anyone have any insider knowledge that they want to throw in here, or I'll just roll as Sigurd to see if she remembers.
Well, if it's somewhere we've been to, I probably know something about it, or something we've been near.
Okay.
I'm not too shabby with maps. It's 16 history.
Okay, there you go. You would know this sailing through this area. You would know that there is sort of a free port city. I have the name here. Give me 1 second. There it is. Kotterheimer Island. It is a small island. It's a free port city. It is outside of the reach of the Sourcelands proper. It is not something that is governed by that Brotherhood of the Fang. It would be just a city of all sorts of folks sort of coming together, doing business, sort of like a stop along the way of merchant ships, things like that.
Okay. Well, it seems we've got
two ships to fill with people and supplies.
We have 2 ships now. That'll be a third for us.
That would be a big flagship. We could probably sail into this port city, and with what we've got just in our gold and platinum sitting on us now, we could probably hire 2 full crews and a 3rd ship.
Good. Sigurd's like, let's do it. Let's do it. It sounds like crime and I love it. Let's do it. What do you think, Grandpa?
I pull Agrax aside a little bit and talk to him a little quieter. So there's a lot of potential here. But there's one problem. She ain't worthy, and you and I know it. Do we prop her up as the fake pirate queen and we really run everything behind her?
I say let's see how this one rolls out. We can always take care of things as needed. We've done quite well for ourselves as of yet.
All right. I love what I'm hearing. I waited all year for this. All right. This is my Critmas, everybody. All right. So you've got your little hand-drawn map of how to find the ship once you do get to Jarl Island. But again, you guys are going to sail west for a little bit, planning to take your 2 ships and all of your money and all of your adventuring prowess to Kotterheimer Island, correct?
Yes.
All right. So Ivar is not going to come with you at this point. He wishes you luck, but at 85, he's not going to do you much good. The monkey's very sad because he's losing his new favorite toy, which is Traylin's headdress. I'm just doing that as the monkey because you're so far away that I could never actually reach through the screen and grab and hit that. But just know every time you wear that headdress, I want to hit it like a cat. Anyway.
Stay on target.
So, yeah, I think now, if there's ever been time for a confession, I believe, I know we're a little early for it. I believe it is now. Oh, I hit the wrong button. There you go.
Okay, so do we prop the little ass up and then backstab her later and repeat history of this great mutiny and get rich? Or do we take a risk and let her actually run things and walk away with some treasure? I'll have to drink on this.
I'm kind of liking what my good friend Traylon is putting down here. We could always make her the face of a so-called council of pirate captains, so to speak. You gotta give her all the credit and the fame and the glory as a face of sorts. But we all know she's not really got the spine yet to stand up to us just yet. So we don't really have to worry too much about her. Then again, if push comes to shove, there's always that Jan right to the back.
Planning the second Great Mutiny, are we? All right. So, before we continue, I know we jumped into this just a little bit early, but I think now is a good time to do a bit of a commercial break. But even before that, some of you folks are already wishing us a Merry Critmas and a Merry Critmas to you as well. What I'm going to do is, oh, look, I've got a little, here we go. Begin the very first 12 days of Critmas giveaway. How this is going to work, it's a little bit like the trick or treat we ran in October. I am going to put a prompt up on the screen, and you guys are going to type in the answer as best you can. And the first person that I personally see, I can't really see, I got a couple different sources of comments coming in. So whichever is the first one that I see when I'm finished the commercial break that came in first, that is going to be who's going to win our Critmas giveaway, which is a digital prize. And I'll tell you what that is once we have picked our winner. So I'm going to put this up on the screen just now, and then I'm going to start my commercial break. So pay attention and type in your answers when you see it. Ready? All right. Let's get typing, friends. So, in the meantime, we are brought to you by all sorts of different, and I'll wait to put it up, folks here. Some great ones like Mavs Mobile Mercantile. A whirlwind of whimsical merch awaits you at Mavs Mobile Mercantile. I have the image in here somewhere. Haha. There we go. You can find stickers, magnets, mugs, and more with incredible and hilarious imagery made by our very own Mav Just Mav. Be sure to drop by the shop at mavsmobilemercantile.com. We are also brought to you by, there it is, Ren Adventures. Well, first of all, the D&D in New Orleans begins in just a couple of days. I still have this graphic and not the new one. However, or do I have it? No. Their Muncaster Castle D&D tour is in 2024. I believe that is June of 2024. You can travel to the UK with Paolo. All right, where am I? I'm sorry, I was reading something popped out on my screen. Paolo Garbanzo and friends to play D&D inside a real-life castle. Visit renadventures.com for more details. It looks like we have picked a winner. That's what popped up on my screen. Got it. Hang on, let me finish up here. Whimsy Grotto. That's right, Whimsy Grotto. Run by Nat 21's very own Kitty Chaos. This shop has the cutest, most whimsical merch. My personal favorite so far has been the reptile earrings. I've talked about them every time because they are amazing. And I think she was working on another pair of earrings on Facebook just recently. Perfect, wonderful, amazing. Visit whimsygrotto.com for more. Little Empires Gaming Accessories, longtime and beloved sponsor, Little Empires. I think I have these guys in here. Do I? No, just that. Lots of fantastic options for your TTRPG needs. Visit them on Etsy and see what they've got. I know I didn't put up the things this time, did I? Finally, there it is. There's Little Empires. Aha. Amazing. Thank you so much. All right. Finally, if you haven't yet become a Patreon subscriber, now is the absolute best time to do that. And the reason I am telling you this, we are playing our Patreon Saints game right now. This is the third to the last episode. Again, after this, got to see if they get a crew or not. But then we have a 2-part huge finale running this month in 2 separate episodes. Then we are going to start a new campaign this upcoming year. And that is going to be The Underworld, a Patreon exclusive adventure coming in January. And not only do we have a cool card, we have a whole trailer and I love it. And I'm going to play it because it's so much fun. So here, if you need any more reason to join, the trailer's really cool. Sweet. All right. And now I'm so sorry this distracted me earlier. I'm like, I think I am the monkey. I think that's why I wrote the monkey in. It looks like absolutely you were right. This popped up and distracted me, but this is the winning comment. Carrot Apple, you have won our very first 12-day of Critmas giveaway. What you are winning is a sweet little, oh my gosh, it's adorable. I just watched it today. A sweet little video wishing you Christmas cheer and talking all about their favorite parts of the Christmas holidays from one of your absolute, well, I hope it's one of your favorite Nat 21 D&D characters. So I hope that this brings you comfort and joy, and it decks your halls, and it eggs your nog, and all the other things. So friends, if you would like to win your own prize, it's not all videos. Some of them are, it's all digital prizes. All throughout the month of December, keep an eye out for playing these 12 days of Christmas. There's some awesome stuff for you. Nog. I don't know. This is not my first. Oh, not to forget, I gotta bring everybody else in. We really couldn't bring the nonsense every single week without you. That's right, folks. It is thanks to your support and your viewership that we are able to bring you nonsense like this just about every day of the week. So to each and every one of you, huzzah! Thank you so much. And Merry Christmas to everyone. Christmas. Christmas. All right. Here comes the fun. All right. So my friends, you have been sailing a very long time. If you are on your way to this island, if there's anything that you need to do or work on or talk about in the meantime, now is the time to catch me up to speed on that. It's probably a couple of days journey, if not, let's say 4 or 5 days at this point.
Just resting, healing,
Mm-hmm.
redoing and re-adding in rituals into my replacement book from Traylon. That way I can have all the other rituals that he don't have prepared. I can just keep cycling them through and rebuild my Book of Shadows again.
That's right. All right. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
I've got a couple of level 4 ones you haven't seen yet.
Well.
Divination.
What? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Would you like divination, Argrax?
Yeah, you just type names into the private. I'll they'll be considered.
Actually, that's my only new one. That's my only new ritual.
Uh-oh. You're gonna have to kill some XP for that next one, man. I don't know. All right. You pull up both of your ships. You are pulling up to a very busy port. It is evening time by the time you get there. The sun's going down, and it is already both very seedy looking and ruckusly noisy. So noisy. I envision, and I know this is very corny, but the scene from Pirates of the Caribbean where they walk onto the shore, he just steps onto port, and already there's just criminals and people punching each other and ladies with very low cut shirts and all of that jazz going on immediately as you step off.
Where's the rowdiest bar?
This little kobold carrying like a barrel turns around. Bar, you say? Follow me. He waddles. He leads you to a tavern just on the corner there. You really didn't have to go far. He's actually delivering barrels full of ale off of a boat straight into the tavern called the Wandering Kitten. It seems to be a taxaby establishment, and it is overflowing with seedy types just everywhere. Packed.
Oh, this place is just a cat's meow.
Ahead of you, past rows and rows of tables and tables full of people. I mean, having arm wrestling matches and threatening each other. And there is the plink of just a very off-tune piano and the howling screech of a terrible, terrible Taxaby singer in fluffy ruffles and singing a terrible song. It's just so bad. And you know what? It would be worse if you could hear her louder over the din, but I don't know who's louder, the patrons or her.
Well, that's some caterwauling.
You've been spending too much time around the cheese
yeah.
lady. That pun.
Oh,
That pun had Lady Rosaline written all over it. Go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I blame y'all.
Well,
I spent
yeah.
too much time with you all.
That's a fair assessment. Yes,
No.
you've got plenty of people to talk to in this bar if you want to. You can go enjoy the music. The barkeep is all the way across on the other side.
Trillin, I recommend probably the best bet to start getting word around is mention to the barkeep while grabbing a drink that we're putting crew together for adventure and glory.
you know, we should plant some rumors in the crowd of Sigurd's approach. Let them know this great pirate queen is coming looking for a new crew. Randomly mention it to a few folk. And then we can have her pop in, stand up on a table, and scream it at the top of her lungs with a minotaur behind her.
I'm sure we can definitely give it the old Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking.
I'm this man, woman. Sorry.
I am your doom.
I don't know how this worked out, but somehow it worked out. I'm very happy right now. Anyway.
Make it so.
All right. So,
Yeah.
describe to me how you're planning on doing this. What tables do you go up to? Which direction do you go? Who are you going to try and talk to plant these rumors? Like,
so I'm gonna grab a nice big mug of grog, sprinkle a little bit of it on me, make myself smell a little more drunk. Actually do something that I have as my innate ability that I've never used before in the show: disguise self, make myself look more pirate and less half cow. And
I'm sure it's going to be a moving sight.
Yep. And wow, you're on fire.
not yet.
And I'm just gonna randomly, drunkenly pretend, walk up to random tables, sit down, and tell people stories of Sigurd's adventures about how she, awoke the stone giants, tricked a witch, cured a curse, beat a turtle dragon.
That's great.
Aspects of truth. And since all I have to do is take a short rest to reset this, I'm just going to keep changing myself into different people for the next few hours.
That's great. I will mention a couple of the people that you do go up to there. So that kobold that led you right in, who was unloading. While you were doing this, he is currently unloading his barrels. And as every time he walks by, you hear this little table with kobolds on it very drunkenly go, "Bronze stew," and he goes, "Bronze stew," and he keeps walking, and they're like, "Oh, it's my buddy Bronze stew." And there's a couple of those guys. They must be friends. You walk
Are
up
they
to
wearing
them.
trench coats?
No, but if you stack them on top of each other and put a trench coat on them, they would look like a person. It would be adorable. And we definitely, I wish this is when we did our D&D tour this past year in Scotland. One of our little NPC pieces was 3 kobolds in a trench coat, And I am a good noodle. I do not steal, but boy, I almost took that home with me in my carry-on luggage. And I didn't. And Paolo, if you're watching this, I didn't take it, but I wanted to. Anyway, but yes, there actually, how many are there? There are 3. You could stack them. So you go and you talk to them. They are so enamored with your story, like, oh yeah, wow, yeah, cool, yeah. And their names are Bronze Chew, Drox, and Shazam. And they're all pals, and they're eating up your story. Yeah, Queen, yeah, good. Oh, Queen, yeah, Queen. You also go to another table where there are a bunch of very rugged-looking folk, and one of them has a peg leg, and you've sidled up, and you're telling him all these stories, and he is just eating it up. He's like, "Oh yeah, sounds like a right fine wench she is." And you learn that his name is Smedley, and he is going to go back and tell his friends, because that sounds pretty. That's a great story. That's pretty cool. So basically, you've gotten about 4 people over the little bit of time you've been here to really believe you and listen to your story.
Let's see here. What do Yeah. While he's bouncing tables, I'm going up to the bar, grabbing a drink as I asked the barkeep, like, have you heard or seen about the ships that came in with the pirate heiress?
So the barkeep that you're talking to is a very gratuitous taxaby woman. And she leans over the bar, which sort of almost crumbles under her weight as she leans over. She says, "You're telling rumors? Rumors, you say? Why are you you should be watching my beautiful daughter perform. Drink your ale and watch her sing. Isn't she perfect and wonderful?"
Fey presence. Roll a saving throw.
Okay.
Please roll under a 16, or someone make it so that way she does roll under a 16.
I need you to know what just happened. Can you see what number that is?
The first day of Christmas the DM gave to me a charmed barkeep.
That's great. Not only is she thoroughly charmed, she has just...
Actually, each creature within a 10-foot cube would also be making a save, so if you want to just randomly pick a handful of folks that also are getting charmed as well too.
Yeah.
By these facts, so their reactions is going to be based off of her reaction, her change, and all that. So that should really get things going.
That's a wisdom, right?
Correct. Yeah, all wisdom right. DC 16.
All right, so I've got one person. The person to your left got a 9. So they are definitely under the illusion as well, or charmed as well. And then the person right next to you got a 17 on the other side.
The biggest one is the barkeep, and since she rolled the 1,
yeah,
she's like, oh, to hell with my daughter now,
I didn't like her much anyway. Whatever you say. What was that about a great hero or something?
Oh, yes. Apparently the heiress to the great pirate empire that never quite is making a return. She's got 2 ships just landed into port.
You don't say. I was just a girl when they were building that empire. Tell me more.
Really, she's here looking to crew up a couple of ships with maybe some spare. I think I had heard someone on the docks mentioning something about they was off to go and retrieve their flagship.
Ooh, a crew, you say? Let me see what I can do. I'll go talk to some people. I'll get you a mighty fine crew. Don't you worry. She sort of scampers off and starts talking up the people at the bar near her, kind of goes off into the corner, starts talking to people. While that is happening, the person to your left, who was totally in, he's like, oh, yeah. A crew for a ship. Yeah, I know some people that might do that. Yeah, I got you. This sounds great. However, the guy to your right, who sort of passed, kind of looks over at you, looks at the barkeep, leans over, says, I wanted an ale. Who's going to pour me ale?
I reach across the bar, grab a bottle, and pour a drink for him, just to appease him. There's no one going to stop me.
All right. The man sort of winks at you. I'm keeping the bottle then. Aye?
It's not my bar.
As you say that, you hear the door slam open from behind the bar across from you. And a man steps out, a taxi man, big gnarled ears, whiskers out to here, big orange cat person. He says, but it is mine. You're gonna pay for that and some, laddie. He starts rolling up his sleeves. And he starts getting ready to punch at the man next to you, Argrax, the one with the bottle.
Let's see here.
Is there anything you would like to do before before he fires them guns?
Darn, some of the things that I can't do on this character, but could be done on my brand new Ho-Ho one-shot character.
Oh, I know, I didn't talk about the end. I'm talking about the end. No, we can't do it. You gotta play Argrax.
So he's just kind of what charging in.
That got me. I'm sorry. So he is taking aim at the person next to you. He is not aiming at you. I just wanted to know, since it's kind of a reaction, if that's something you wanted to address, because he's just
Trip
going to punch
of opportunity.
What?
Trip of opportunity.
You could. Now he's leaning across the bar, so you're not near his feet.
Oh, he's coming in from the bar side.
Yeah, so he's coming from the bar. I'm sorry. If you're sitting at the bar, he's coming from where the bar is, because that's where him and his wife were. He must have been in the back doing something, probably emptying those barrels of ale that the kobolds were bringing in. Or you can just let him hit him. He's not aiming at you. It's completely up to you.
I'm gonna push the stool that are we on stools? Or
You're all sitting on stools. Yep.
Are they fixed? No, I imagine they're not really fixed stools. They don't have that back then.
No.
I'm gonna take my foot in town. I'm gonna give that stool a big ol'
and scoot him down the line.
Scoot, just enough for him to whiff.
All right. Roll. I think that would be an athletics. Let me see what you got. I'm actually going to roll an athletics for our taxity.
Johnny O is giving the 21 to me.
Merry Christmas, Johnny O. All right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I keep rolling 17s tonight for some reason. And that would be plus 1, so that'd be an 18, but 21 still beats. That's great. All right, so you do manage to scoot the, since you critted, you managed to scoot that poor guy that you just tried to help give a bottle to out of the way. The punch is missed, but that bar owner guy innkeep man goes and flies across the bar. That was the strength with which he was throwing that punch. Slides off the bar, crashes on the other side, knocks into another table, which in turn knocks into another table, which is full of kobolds. All those little kobolds. The kobold who was getting, every time he walked in, his friends would go, Bronze Jew, stands up and he goes, fighting time! And he takes a chair and smashes it over the innkeep's head. And a brawl breaks out in the middle of the tavern.
Right about now, I walk back in with Sigrid, see what's going on, and
That's
whisper
great.
into Sigrid's ear, get up on the bar, get up on a table, announce who you are, and yell, the last one standing gets to be first mate.
So she is fully compliant, jumps up on the table, yells it at everyone, and then adds a final fight for me, and just everyone breaks into an enormous brawl. So Argrax, where you are standing, you are in front of one table, and then that table was the one that crashed into the table of kobolds. Traylon, you are still kind of close to the door. The table that Sigrid is standing on is the one with Smedley and his friends by the door. Just so you're aware. So, I'm going to do a little roll for initiative here, if you guys don't mind. And I'm going to get my guys in here. So we have...
Okay.
Dude, that's not a good initiative.
Oh, no.
7.
Okay.
Good thing I'm by the door.
Yeah, right. And then Argrax, what do you got?
4.
Oh no. Just make sure our attacks to be. Why do I keep rolling 17s today? I'm not making this up. Bless you. And then Bronze Chew's got to be in here somewhere just for fun. Just in case. Let me roll for him. All right.
Okay. I'm good. I know what to do.
All right. So the highest roll was the Taxaby. His name is McCavity, because why not? He is going to get up, sort of brushing himself off. And Argrax, he's on the floor in front of you. He is going to take a grab at your ankle as he's trying to get himself up. He's going to take a grab for you. So I want to see if you can avoid that for me. See if he gets... Oh, I rolled a 2, so I think you'll probably be fine with whatever you've got.
Yeah, 11 plus whatever.
Okay, yeah, so he's now going to be able to grab you. So that's pretty much, while he's getting up, he does not grab hold of your leg. So that's good. The next person to come up is going to be the person at the table next to where you're standing. Hang on, let me draw this out so I don't get confused. You're here. Traylon. Argrax. Okay. The person nearest to you, Traylon, he is going to spot you in all of this. And he is going to also try to punch at you. He's not drawing a weapon at this point. So I'm going to roll for that one. And that is a 14 to hit.
16 AC.
All right. So he is not going to be able to punch you very hard, though he's going to try. 10, and then that's going to be Traylon, you're next. Oh, that worked itself out.
Sure. I'm going to try one of my fun new spells. Let's see. How exactly does this one work again? Guardian of Nature.
Oh.
Sure. I'll switch into, basically it's a transmutation spell. I become a primal beast. Fur covers my body, my facial features get feral, and I get a whole bunch of nice little benefits, including all my strength-based attacks roll with advantage. And I get an extra 1d6 force damage on hit.
I'm so excited for what's this is so silly. I love it. All right. Great.
I'm just going to start swinging my quarterstaff.
Okay, so you are within 10 feet of the person who obviously punched at you. His name is Bonnie Stew. So if you'd like to make a stew out of Bonnie Stew, he's right there.
Yeah, we'll give that a whirl.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't hit the advantage button. Let me try that a second time. Oh, okay. So with advantage, I rolled a 10.
Okay, AC 12. I'm sorry. You did not get all of that just to be like, whoops.
Yep.
All right.
Well, at least the advantage got me out of rolling a crit fail. So
there you go.
Merry Christmas.
It's okay. Something tells me you guys will be fine. All right. So actually, Argrax, you are next in this rotation here. You are within 10 feet of good old McCavity who grabbed for you. You're also within 10 feet of another person, that person who started.
It's just too bad I can't use none of those other fancy spell scrolls that I've picked up along the way because their magic class does not jive with mine. Because one of them was a fireball. But there's only one very specific packed way that a warlock can get fireball. And it's not the way that I'm going.
I'm sorry. Oh, no. I mean, there's always a good use for fireball.
Oh, no. Fireball in a room full of rowdy people. That'll clear things up. And no, I did not ask how big.
With a lot of high proof alcohol.
Yeah, they're really, you're right by the bar.
But let's see here. All right. How about we go with Word of Radiance?
Okay.
Actually, let's see. How? Where are the closest people to me? How far?
Okay. So the closest people that are actively attacking or heading to attack you, there is someone who is literally within 2 feet because he was the one who started punching you, and then there was another person about 10 feet away from you, who is behind him.
Okay, I'm gonna move a little bit so that way I can maximize initiative participants within 5 feet of me.
Initiative part. So that's only going to be one person at this point, but yes.
Okay.
Oh, if you're going to move, I'm sorry, you're moving to get within 5 feet of both of them, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now you're going to stand between them. That's perfectly fine. They're within 5 feet of you.
Okay.
Sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be Constitution saves.
Okay. So one got a 9 and one got a 15.
Those are not going to work.
All right.
And that will be 9 radiant
Ow.
to each.
Ow. All right. We are back to oh, that's right, the innkeeper himself. He has stood up at this point, and he has a dagger on his person. He's going to use this time to pull that out to sort of menace around him. He's not playing around. He just got whacked over the head with a bar stool. All right, like he's not doing this today. So I guess that will take up his whole turn because I should have pulled that out.
It wouldn't have been a problem if he hit his mark.
Who
Dude
could have seen
couldn't
that
land
coming?
a punch to save his life, apparently.
All right. So that's he's doing that one. And then that would hang on. Does that bring us back to no, because he's not on the rotation. All right, cool. That is gonna bring us back to Argrax at this point, I believe.
I'm at the bottom.
I'm sorry, Traylon.
I just
these
went.
backwards. Who's next? Oh, the guy who just took 9 radiant damage. I'm sorry. So hang on, let me make sure this is correct. 1, 2. He's 2. I wrote this backwards. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Yes, that's right. He just took radiant damage. So he is going to try again to land a punch because now he's hurt and mad, and he's going to aim that right at Traylon. That's who he's standing by, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's going to be a 17 to hit.
The stars do not align for him today.
Ah.
He takes a -3 to his roll.
Ooh. What did I say? That was... Did you say that was 18? 17? What did I say?
Yeah, you said 17. So that's only going to get him a 14, which is a miss.
14 is a miss. Gotcha. Ha! Now he's more mad. All right. Now it should be back to you, Traylon.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be more mad when this time, hopefully, I actually do hit him with the staff.
Ow.
16.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that is 16 damage with the staff. 6 of it is force.
And that was the end of Bonnie Stew. No more Bonnie Stew. Upon seeing, however,
since I am a player character, I do have the choice to kill or not kill with my blow. So let's just leave them unconscious.
That is the end of Bonnie Stew participating in this fight. He is flat on the ground in just a pool of ale spilled on a sticky floor.
Mm-hmm.
But I will let you know, behind him, standing behind him, sort of waiting his turn to jump in here, is his buddy by the name of Stinky Tinker. And he's just like, that was my mate. Hey! Just because it's a brawl, and you have to have ridiculous people saying ridiculous.
As my bonus action, my furry feral form will start to grow with the shimmering light of the Archer constellation. Just to intimidate if I can.
Amazing. This is ridiculous. And I love it. Okay. So Argrax, what are you doing over there? Now that you've had a knife pulled on you.
Eldritch Blast.
Amazing. You are aiming at McCavity, I'm sure.
Other threats?
Not currently. Not anyone who is setting eyes on you.
Okay, so I guess he'll take both beams.
Okay.
So that'll be a 20 for the first beam to hit.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Well done.
it's +8 to hit. Does a 13 hit him?
Yes.
All right, good, because I rolled a 5 on that second one. But +8 to hit on magical spells is kind of amazeballs.
That is amazeballs. I thoroughly agree with that.
And he's gonna take 9 +5 because of feet, so that's 14 damage on the first beam of force. The second force beam is a 10 plus the 5 because of my feet is 15. He just took 29 Eldritch Blast force damage to the face.
And he's just some guy.
No, just some guys from Tennessee. Is he
That's
still around in the
true.
chat? I haven't seen him in a while, I don't think.
You smell burning fur, and that's about it. That's it. He's gone. That you've obliterated that guy.
They shouldn't have pulled the knife.
You blew him. You know what? You guys pink misted a whole guy, so like I can't be surprised. Upon seeing that, however, I will mention that there was a person who was currently fighting a kobold, and seeing that, they both sort of turn to you and go, "That guy? That guy." So just so you're aware. So now that you have, I'm going to just keep these guys in the rotation just so we don't have to roll initiative again. But Traylon, you have another person looking at you, and Argrax, you've got 2 more people looking at you. So I'm going to leave them in the rotation in the spots of the people that you eliminated just for the sake of getting this done. It is already 8, so I want to make sure that we are not burning daylight here, although it's already dark. Anyway, the person who was fighting the kobold's name is Cuddly Bob, and Cuddly Bob sort of looks at you, Argrax, and is like, "Him. Yeah, him. I can be in the crew. I gotta take you down." And he is also going to sort of lunge at you as if to grapple. So I'm going to roll for that. That is just an 11. Making a lunge at you, Argrax.
So to grapple, let's see. I'm gonna get a.
Your strength versus his strength. It's your strength versus his strength.
Yeah, so you're probably gonna win this one. I just wanted
to... not when I have a +1 and I roll a 9 on strength. My power is my brains.
It's true, but so that is, so that's a 10. He's got 10.
For
one strength.
Huh?
Yeah. I guess that works.
I can't remember the rule on grapple on ties.
Reroll. Let's make it happen. I believe in myself. Let's go. Uh, 15. Yeah, boom. He's gonna sort of grab you, grapple. Make sure that you can't fire any more Eldritch Blast. Let me look that up. While I'm doing this, let me look up the tie, because now I want to know. We're moving on, but I just All right. Yep. No. I'm trying to find it while we're doing this. In the meantime, Argrax, you are grappled. You've got the other kobold who is staring you down like, him. Yeah, okay, he's getting him. Which brings us to Traylon. Traylon, while you were doing this, remember you have another person behind him, Stinky Tinker, and he is staring you down.
Just staring?
Just staring you down, sizing you up.
Are you interested in being a crew or being a crumpled pile of pain?
I'm never a pile of nothing.
Will you stand with the queen or fall?
I will be her greatest champion. And that's supposed to be a whole scimitar. He's got a scimitar. And he's pulling it as he's telling you this.
Good decision. Now stand with her and fight the others.
Fight you? Don't mind if I do. And he is going to take a lunge at you with that scimitar. You started the brawl, man. I mean, you didn't. The kobold did, to be fair. But so yeah, he's gonna lunge. That is gonna be an 8 + 1. That's a 9.
No.
Yeah, I thought I'd try anyway. But I believe that means we are back to you on this one.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm going to sidestep him and grapple him and grab him with my staff around his throat and turn him backwards. Let's see if that works.
Okay. Oh,
and
I rolled a 3.
Oh, roll the 3. Well, I rolled pretty terribly with my advantage on strength, and I only got a 13.
You know? Oops.
So I snatch him up with my staff, take the scimitar out of his hand, throw it at the feet of Sigrid, and ask the queen, what would you have done with this one?
She's sort of like looking around like, this is so cool. I could have used someone with a little more courage. That's the backhand of her comment. She didn't really backhand him, but that would be funny if she just started slapping him. Do with him what you will. She's going to pick up the scimitar tool, too, because that's really cool. Yeah, fight for me.
All right. And since I can't really do too much else while I've got this guy grappled, I'll point my pinky finger at the guy holding Argrax and shoot him with a spell arrow.
Oh, gosh. All right. Great.
Because that's a bonus action.
That's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, that's probably not going to hit, though. It's only an 8.
An 8? No, it does not. Good try, though. That's really cool. That would have been really cool. All right. Speaking of Argrax, I forgot to ask. He was trying to knock you prone with a 5 versus a 15. That does mean I've gotten you in a prone position, correct?
I don't know. You're the DM. You got the higher roll.
That is true. So I'm going to, since I didn't mention it, that the intention was not to move you, but to sort of get you down. I am going to say that is going to be your position at this point, which means that an attack would be at a disadvantage. I just wanted to make sure that we were on the same page with that one. But go.
Well, it's a good thing that I have cantrips that are verbal only.
Sweet.
So
Is this on fire too? Because that would be hilarious.
no, because I imagine anything that's well, depending on how he's grappled, it may not if he's just grappling like legs to knock me down, then that really wouldn't. How is he grappling me? Because that does
So
make a difference.
I think that
because that
it's only
changes somatic abilities.
Yeah, so he's going to lunge at your midsection to get you prone position, which means your arms are free to use as you see fit.
Okay.
I didn't even think to clarify that when we did it, so I apologize.
Yes, because I can still cast spells while grappled.
As
It
long
all
as you're
depends
free,
on
right?
on what physical limitations are actually being applied at the moment. So, with that being said, yeah, he's gonna take some Eldritch Blasts.
Heh. Buzz.
So, beam number
Sizzles.
1 is gonna be hitting with a 15. Beam number 2 is gonna be hitting with a 25. Damage 1 is gonna be 10. Damage 2 is going to be 9. So he's taking 19 force damage.
Ow. Ow. Guess what? There are now 2 piles of ash on the floor in front of the bar. And the kobold who was like, is now like,
I
And he
shout
actually-
out for the
Go ahead.
queen while as these are being seen and noticed, to kind of make it appear as if I'm, say, the queen's bodyguard of sorts, since there's been such quick and easy dispatching of threats to us.
Right. As you say that,
So that way my strength kind of foreshadows to her of sorts.
Sure.
If she's got such powerful friends, how
imagine what she can do.
Yeah, and that's all it's gonna be is imagination. But that's in my head.
Hey, you guys are painting a great picture. So the kobold's gonna reach his hand down because he's gonna reach his hand down and very tentatively be, but a queen, and like try to help you up, like, oh, put a queen, not you, don't hurt me. All right, so that's gonna bring us back to that kobold actually was first in the rotation because I had him right there with the guy that you just exploded. So he has totally thrown his hands up like, I'm with him. So that's gonna bring us to Stinky Tinker, who is still standing. Everyone else is dispatching of each other, mind you. There is a whole brawl going on around you of people just throwing each other places, throwing people into walls, exploding things you've heard, like flintlock fire, which is a little terrifying. Some other explosions have happened that seem more of a magical variety. But your immediate threat right now is still standing somehow. Stinky Tinker's there. Traylon, he is not happy, not having it. Even though you have him totally right, you still have him turned. You have him by the throat. Are his arms, speaking of arms being free, are his arms still?
I've kind of just come around him with the staff back around his throat, so I've got
so
like
not make any moves, right?
Yeah, I'm a big guy.
Yeah, he is going to try and stomp your feet, though. I think that's a smarter thing, just to
So
give
he's
going to
try and break my grapple. Okay.
Yeah. So that would be okay. That's a 19.
That's a 19. Well, the first thing that I'm going to do is
I'm grappled. I have a disadvantage. I'm so sorry. Oh no, I'm not prone. Never mind.
The first thing I'm going to do is actually see if I can do better on the grapple.
Okay. the
because he is still grappled, so I get to challenge him back, and I do. That is a dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah. He's a squirrely little thing, but he didn't manage. Oh my gosh, Kara, I don't know. I have to think. Let me think. Let me think on this. All right, yeah, that was his attempt. So we are back to Traylon. That's up to you now at this point.
Okay. I'm gonna half let him go and smack him in the back of the head with the staff.
Ow! Go for it.
So a 20 to hit, dirty 20. So yeah, I'm gonna max damage. So I'm gonna take a wild guess and assume that 19 damage knocks him out.
Oh yeah, he is on the floor.
And I'm gonna put him on the table at Sigrid's feet, just face down on that table that she's standing on, so she can put her foot on his back.
Okay. All right.
And I've still got my bonus little shot to fire at one of the guys that's messing with Argrax. Oh no, he cut that one in half.
There's no one messing with me.
There's nothing with him.
There is no one messing with you at this point. However, Traylon, as you have finished this beautiful display, presenting your pirate queen with her pile of victims, an excellent ruse, mind you. I appreciate this so much. I had no idea this is where this was going. Incredible.
Ooh, okay.
Argrax, you have nobody attacking you at the moment, and even your kobold buddy over there is just like flan for the queen. Like he's ready to rock with you. You hear from the center of the room someone sort of shouting for assistance, and they yell Traylon's name because Traylon, I believe when you were sneaking around, I know you were changing your appearance, but I'm guessing, or was there a name that you gave that was yours?
Oh, I would have used several different names because I was trying to be several different people.
Okay, so both of you hear from the center of the room one of those names. And Argrax, that wouldn't mean anything to you, but Traylon, that would mean something to you.
Yep.
So you're hearing somebody calling out a couple of names, one of them being the one that you gave to Smedley, that one-legged guy, sort of calling for help. And both of you are within, I'd say you're within 30 feet of this guy. You can kind of see that he has been surrounded. He's been like kind of cornered. There are two guys just ganging up on him, and he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hang on, fellas.
All right. So since I didn't fire that little pinky shot, I will shoot it at one of the guys that's surrounding him.
Okay, so the closest one to you,
Nat 21.
Well, one of them just drops.
Yeah.
What's the damage roll?
Please tell me. I need to know.
It's only a D8 plus 4, but yeah, that's yeah. D8 plus 4 radiant. So I got 6 and 4 is 14.
Times 2.
Times 2, yeah.
Times 2. Yep, there you go. That does it. It is, what did we call it before? The pink.
So that was 28.
The pink mist.
Yeah.
Is now the name. Yeah. Well, he's gone. That is easy.
And I will use my 40 movement to walk into his space and greet the people surrounding the guy who called out for me.
Don't walk into there just yet.
Oh, don't get in there close.
No.
Oh yeah, we're out of initiative at this point because you've gotten rid of all your guys.
Okay.
They're done. They're totally
But
done.
there's still a brawl and all this other stuff's going on. There's just no
There is
direct.
still a brawl
There's
going
no
on.
direct contestants to us.
No, and though I wouldn't call him quite an ally, the fact that this Smedley guy is calling out to as many people as he can to be on his side, one of them being Traylon, they had become buddies just earlier. I wasn't sure if that was someone you wanted to go assist.
Well,
Traylon,
I have a thing I
you
want
did.
to do
Yeah.
to bring all of this to a close.
All right, go for it.
It's going to be fun. There's going to be mayhem, and it's going to get people's attention. I'm gonna walk and work my way into the thickest part of what's being done, where there's people all around, and I am going to cast Arms of Hadar on myself.
Okay.
You invoke the power of Hadar, the dark hunger. Tendrils of dark energy erupt from you and batter all creatures within 10 feet of you. Each creature that is in that area must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, target takes damage and can't take reaction until the next turn. Successful save, half damage, but suffers no other effect.
Okay. So the closest person to you is there are two guys. I'd say they're both within 10 feet. They've got poor Smedley.
That's why I want to go into the thickest part of this to get everybody's attention, because everyone within 10 feet is going to get it.
That is an 11 plus 1 is 12.
Oh, yeah, that's not going to pass. So,
for both of them,
that person's going to take, let's see, it's 5d6.
Okay.
At 4th level. So that's 10 necrotic.
Ouch. And then the other one has... That's a 5 total. Yeah.
That's 14 for them.
Ow! That one's gone. That one is... he is on the floor. There's no... There's no getting out of that.
This attack, I want non-lethal.
Yeah, no, one of them has hit the floor. One of them...
Make a point.
Yeah.
Hold on. Whoa, what the heck's going on right here? Right now, we're all getting battered by dark tendrils. This is scary.
Dark tendrils are coming out. And the one guy is he's looking really bad. The other guy, he is not doing well. He's sort of like clutching his chest and like, what happened? And Smedley's like, I don't know what that is, but I like it. Thank you.
I give out a big roar as this is happening, and these guys are taking the damage and dropping and falling. So that way other people are looking at me.
Just for the heck of it, to see what I do next, can you roll an intimidation? Just to see. Not that didn't work, but... Because you got Growly Magoo over there, all furry and terrifying, and then you got tendrils of justice coming out. There's just so much.
Oh, yay, and oh, how nice. Intimidation is charisma based. Which means I roll a 12, but I have +8.
Amazing.
So that's a 20.
Yep. All right. That definitely gets people's attention. There's no way that doesn't get people's attention. If only to look at you and quiet down long enough. Putting a little bit of that momentary lull in the noise for Sigrid to sort of wave that scimitar around and go, "Oi! Who's still standing? Show yourselves." Sort of pointing around.
Yep, which is exactly what I wanted.
Turns to her and kind of looks around and I'm standing. You stand? I'm standing. The little kobold is like, "For the queen! For the queen! For the queen! For the queen! For the queen!" He's like all ready to go.
Hail, holy queen!
Yeah. So as you sort of look around yourselves, the two of you still standing, you've got the one guy that was menacing Smedley, but he's not doing great, but he's sort of like, I guess the barkeep and her daughter are like cowering in the corner, and the little Taxaby in her ruffles is like, Mama, I don't want to sing anymore. Mama, I don't want to sing anymore. Mama, I don't want.
Good. We don't want you to sing anymore either.
You've done some great deeds today. Is what I'm saying. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 others, including the little kobold who's going for the queen, and Smedley. So that is 7 others, 7 of you plus you 2. That is 9 folks altogether who are standing after this brawl. And 9's a nice hefty number. Almost enough to crew an entire ship.
Almost enough.
Almost.
I'll step up onto the bench just below Sigrid. I don't want to go all the way up to her level, and address the room. The dragon warrior and me had none of these powers when we met Sigrid. Join our crew. Come with us. Become like us. And become as rich as us. And I take my little platinum purse, the little purse of just platinums, and toss it on the table and let it spill. That's just what I carry on me. Come and be rich with us.
That's animal handling.
With no hesitation, the little kobold is just scampering over for the queen, 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 and he starts just taking them. He's just yeah. And then his other 2 buddies come over and they're smacking his hands. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. For the queen, it's for the queen, it's not for the queen. He's like, oh, for the queen, and he starts putting them back. For the queen, yeah, for the queen, for the queen. And you realize that this whole time that has been one of Bronze Chew's friends. Those are Bronze Chew and his buddies. You've got Smedley. And you have the person who's like clutching his chest, like, okay. And then you see another man who looks like he is very good friends with Smedley, because he sort of walks over to him, makes sure he's okay, because he heard his name. And then there's a woman in the corner who is bigger than everybody. She's just enormous and very pretty and has just taken down like 7 guys single-handedly. She's been doing fine this whole time. So those are those ones who are standing, and they're just all sort of going to kind of come closer as you're doing this, just gazing in awe of all the money that you just haphazardly threw on the table.
We tell them where the ship is. I tell them, if you know others that are as capable as you, tell them too. Everyone who comes on board and signs a contract, I'll hand 20 gold just for walking on the ship.
With that, the very tall woman, who you see now that she's a little closer, she looks to be like probably a half orc. She sort of looks around and says, 20 gold. I could do with 20 gold. Anything you ask.
Loon half orcs?
What was that?
Half orc of the loon half orcs?
Aren't they all of the loon half orcs? Although this one seems a little less crazy than, I don't mean like bloodlust crazy. I mean, she looks like she's got all her pieces together. But who knows? Could be. All right. At this point, sort of putting the pieces back together, finding a table that isn't broken, this half-orc woman sort of starts pulling some chairs around as if to, like, encourage everyone to say, we're going to do some business. So.
Yes, business definitely needs to be done, because I believe they need to put a sign in the window that says under new management as well, too.
Probably. It's going to have better music. Yeah. So as the chairs are getting pulled up, Sigrid sort of steps down, doesn't get rid of that very shiny scimitar. He's going to hold on to that. And she starts explaining that there's a great prize to be won. Great things to be accomplished. You all know the story of Jarl Hawk, and they're all like, yeah, that guy from 50 years ago. So she sort of goes in on the whole thing, and goes around and asks that anyone who wishes to join up under the cause of the great Jarl Hawk today, under the captainage of the wonderful pirate queen, state your names now. And of course, you know Smedley. Smedley tips his hat. Smedley one leg. They call me that because I've got one leg. But I've captained ships before. I can at least do my best to help you out. Sort of going around the table, there's another guy, and he sort of looks at you. I'm Slayer. That's my name. Please believe me. I've been known to work ships too, so I got you. I want money. That would be nice. That would be nice. The person who almost died, clutching his chest, and he's still not doing great. He's like, I'm Whale Eye. I don't know why they call me that, but I've been known to be a bosun. If you need a boat, can someone help me?
I cast Aura of Vitality.
Thank you. Also, ow. Yeah.
Yep. So
Okay.
every round, somebody's going to regain 2d6 hit points.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. That's great. Yeah, a lot of people are not. I mean, they've taken punches and kicks. They probably should have opened with that. Ow. You learned that the half orc, her name is Tricky Bell, and that she has worked on several ships as a gunner. So she knows the ins and outs of gunpowder. So if there's anything you need, perhaps she can be of service, you know?
Which is good. We might need someone that knows how to do powder mixing.
Could work.
You know, powder, wood ash.
Some stinky stuff you found in a barrel. And you also, those 3 kobolds that were in there hanging out, they are Bronze Chew, Drox, and Shazam. And they are just like, pick things up, put them down, pick things up, put them down, for the queen, 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 for the queen.
I hereby dub them the Smees.
They're the Smees!
Smees.
Amazing. Everybody gets a coat, and they just get one. They have to share it. Oh my god!
It's a really tall coat, though.
They have to stack themselves to fit in it. Yeah, that's pretty much you've sort of gotten all of these folks are ready to go. If you are, they are very interested in the gold. They're ready to do whatever you need from them. So
we tell them to meet at a nearby warehouse tomorrow so that we can stock the ship and sign our contracts. When we're loaded on board, they get their gold.
All right.
And if they have any other capable ship members, we have a second ship to staff.
All right. They agree to this. They agree to meet you at the warehouse. They agree to bring any friends they might have with them. And they're going to go on their way, and you're going to leave a very, very broken tavern with a paper sign that reads, under new management. No, really. Anybody want it? It's yours. All right. After all of that, I think, unless there's anything else you folks would like to add, it might be time for some confessions. I don't know about you.
Well, I'd say that was quite successful. Although, after meeting Gramps, don't quite hate Sigrid that much. She's still a useless twit, but you know. She's got her uses, it appears.
I love it when a plan comes together.
That's the whole confession. I love it.
Where's the cigar? You need the cigar.
I know, I don't have a cigar. I was looking around my desk for one. I have nothing.
That's amazing. This turned out way better than I could have ever planned. Folks, this is now the last episode before our 2-part finale, where we are going to hop on board our big old flagship and kick some butt. So I appreciate from all of you joining us this entire time, those of you who have been with us from the beginning. This is amazing. I'm so excited to see how this is going to turn out. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for part 10. We want to remind you that we do have shows on this channel Monday through Friday. December is a little bit of a tricky month. There are some days when your channel favorites are out spreading holiday cheer, so they will not be on. But for the most part, it's going to retain a pretty normal schedule. However, I will mention that it is Critmas, which means we have a couple of Critmas specials. This Tuesday, the 5th, you have Mad Libs or Holiday Mad Libs with Cubby. They are both holiday and D&D themed Mad Libs that you yourselves, the viewers, can play. And the most nonsensical answer in the comments is going to be what's put into the Mad Lib. It's going to be so much fun. I'm excited to watch it and probably be part of it as a viewer. So I hope to see you guys there. Also, the Tuesday after that, which is the 12th, we have Hold Up, which is a holiday one-shot. It's a very special one-shot because we at Nat 21 get to hang out with our friends from the Patreon Saints game. We are all going to be doing a game together. And if you think this is nonsensical, just you wait. I'm very proud of one of the things that I have written in, and also you guys are going to hate it. In a good way. And I can't believe you've done this. But not to scare you, but there are a lot of great things. Again, we are running the giveaway, so if you love watching the channel and you are going to be watching it live, please make sure that you participate in the giveaways because there's some really great stuff. So I can't wait to see what happens over the month of December. Thank you so much to our players, and until next time, let me get the one that didn't fail me tonight here. Until next time, I'm your dungeon mistress with the mostest. Woo! And I don't have the video queued up, so we're just going to say goodbye here. Remember, when a Nat 21 just won't do, or when a Nat, just buy a Nat 21. Good night,